Now today we'll be doing the speed test comparison between the iPhone 16 Pro and the younger brother iPhone 16e. So the iPhone 16 Pro, it's like the bestest iPhone you can get from the Apple today, and the iPhone 16e is the least expensive iPhone you can just get today. Now I won't say that iPhone 16e is the cheapest, or you can say the budget iPhone that you get from the Apple, but the price point on this device is not so much budget, so I wouldn't say like it's a budget phone. Like it flies in between the slightly between the flagship and a mid-range phone, somewhere in between. I couldn't compare even with the Android, any of the Android device, with regards to the price point of this device, because even the cheaper mid-range, or you can say lower range A36 might be better in terms of the once it's come to the screen resolution. So nevertheless, we will be just comparing out how these both devices performs, and if you just noted any kind of difference with regards to the speed, if we just consider these both devices. Obviously, the iPhone 16e has the regular A18 chip with the 6 gigs of RAM, while the iPhone 16 Pro has the Apple newer and latest greatest chip A18 Pro with the 8 gigs of RAM. Now let's see how the CPU performance on these both devices along with the GPU. We just go ahead and just start the test itself. So first we just switch off these both phones, and then we just see which one just boots up faster. So let's go ahead and just check out which one just boots up faster. Obviously the screen on the both phones feels pretty much similar. You get here the notch, you get the newer island over here on the iPhone 16e. Obviously the island feels slightly better. I don't like the island of the iPhone itself, but yeah, you feel that one too compared to the notch. We just switch on these phones and we just see which one just boots up faster. And we can see like if the A18 Pro chip is better than the regular A18. So wow, that's kind of a strange that the iPhone 16e just booted up faster than the iPhone 16 Pro. We just go ahead and just unlock the phones itself. And once you start scrolling the screen itself, so you just notice that the iPhone 16 Pro has a slightly better, or you can say much more better screen than the iPhone 16e. Because of the 120Hz display, you get so much smoother. Now I always say like the screen itself just enhances or just breaks your user experience, because that's what you interact with the device the most. And once you just start using from 120Hz display to 60Hz on the iPhone 16e, you will just notice that thing, and that hits so hard. Because at that price point, I would just say like the 120Hz display should be the standard. Anyhow, we just go ahead and just start the test, and we just see which one performs better. So we just open the Pinterest first. So I can say like almost similar, not much difference. Then we get to see the InShot, pretty much similar, very hard to find the difference. Let's check the animations, how these feels on these both phones. So obviously the iPhone 16e feels kind of a stuttering in terms of the animation, and you're getting so much smoother experience on the iPhone 16 Pro. That's all contributes to the 120Hz display that the iPhone 16 Pro has. And now we just go ahead and just open the App Store on these both phones. Pretty much similar, hard to find difference. Now I forgot to mention like there are no background apps are running, and both our devices are being connected to the same network. So now we just go ahead and just launch the calendar. Let's do it again. I would just say pretty much similar, very hard to find the difference. And then now we just open the YouTube. Slightly faster, you can see on the iPhone 16 Pro. Now we just open the speed test. Oh, pretty much similar. Like I would just give this one a try. We just start running the test on these both phones. Because iPhone 16 Pro was the first one to finish the test. Now we just open the calculator. pretty much similar, I can say. Now we just open the camera. I will just give this one a try. Then we'll open the Expedia. Okay, faster on the iPhone 16e. And now we just open the Light Cut. I'll give this one a try. Now we just open the Chrome. Very hard to find the difference. Now we just open something on both phones. So slightly faster on the iPhone 16e. Let's take the scrollability test on these both phones. Obviously the iPhone 16 Pro feels so much smoother than the iPhone 16e. Yes, you can notice that one. And now we just go ahead and just open the clock. I will just give this one a try. We are performing like a head-to-head. Now we just open the Amazon. Slightly very faster on the iPhone 16e. And now we just go ahead and let's launch some games. Just start with the Subway Surf. So faster on the iPhone 16e. And we just go ahead and just play a slightly game on this phone and see which screen is slightly better, or like almost the same experience you can get out of both phones. So the screen obviously is pretty much great on this phone, iPhone 16 Pro. The touch is very nice. The colors feels pretty much great on this one too. And we just go ahead and just try the same game on the speakers. Are slightly better on the iPhone 16 Pro obviously than the iPhone 16e, but like the iPhone 16e still like have a great speakers. The screen feels like exactly same for the gameplay. For the, as you can notice from the iPhone 16 Pro, I couldn't find any sort of difference regarding the gameplay on these both screens. Let me just go ahead and just launch the Temple Run 2. So I would just give this one a try, to be honest. These are pretty much similar. So now we just go ahead and just launch the Asphalt Legends Unite. Alright, so that was faster on the iPhone 16e, and now we just go ahead and just launch the CSR Racing 2. So faster on the iPhone 16e. And now we just go ahead and just launch the Rail Racing 3. Alright, so faster on the iPhone 16e. And now we just go ahead and launch the Mortal Kombat 5. Alright, so that's faster on the iPhone 16e. And now we just go ahead and just launch the NFS No Limits. Alright, so we cannot open one profile on two phones for the NFS, so we just skip this one. Now we just open the King Arthur on these both phones. So slightly faster on the iPhone 16e. Now we just launched the Wuthering Waves. So this kind of a game which is like a quite heavy game, and we just know like which one just launched this one first. Alright, so iPhone 16e just loaded this one first. Um, Now we just launch the Call of Duty Warzone, and we see which one just launches this one first. Now this is the kind of a game which is quite heavy, so we'll know like which one performs better. Alright, so very slightly faster on the iPhone 16e. Now we just launched the Diablo Immortal on these both phones. So faster on the iPhone 16e again. And now we just go ahead and just launch the Geekbench 6 test, and we just go ahead and just launch the test itself. So launch faster on the iPhone 16 Pro. So we first launch the CPU benchmark test on these both phones, and we see which one performs better. Alright, so test has been completed first on the iPhone 16 Pro with a single core score of 3459, and the test has also been completed on the iPhone 16e, which is like quite surprising score, which is like single core performance you get just 3274 and a multi-core score of 7849. So there is difference in a multi-core score, and a slightly difference that the iPhone 16 Pro has a better score than the iPhone 16e, and we just go ahead and just launch the GPU benchmark test on these both phones. So the GPU test has already been completed on the iPhone 16 Pro with a Metal Core score of 33,287, and on the iPhone 16e you're just getting 24,227. Now the iPhone 16 has the 4-core graphics, while the iPhone 16 Pro has a 6-core graphics. So you find that difference, and that's been reflected in the scores itself. And now we'll be just running the 3D Mark test, and we'll know further like how this one performs on these both devices. So we just go ahead and just run the Steel Nomad Lite. I'm not sure, like it's not so much optimized this app on the iPhone 16 Pro, like it's not in a full screen, but yeah, we just go ahead and just wait for the test results to show up. So the iPhone 16e has completed the test itself. We are waiting on the iPhone 16 Pro to start the test, and from then we can just know the results on these both phones. Not sure why the iPhone 16 Pro just started the test pretty much late. Alright, so scores on these both phones are pretty much similar, not so much difference. On the iPhone 16e, you're just getting 1311 of total score with 9.7 FPS of average frame rates. On the iPhone 16 Pro, you're just getting 1395 with average frame rates of 10.3 FPS. So not so much difference that you can get with regards to the gaming, although the GPU is like 2 core more on the iPhone 16 Pro. So you get that 2 extra cores that are not making so much of a significant difference. Now we just go ahead and just check like other metrics. So on the battery side, if we say, so the iPhone 16 Pro just remains same from 50 to 50%. The battery on the iPhone 16e just dropped from 45% to 40%. Now each time I run the test, I'm not sure like why there is a so much significant drop in the iPhone 16e battery, but yeah, it is what it is. And the frame rates you're just getting on the lower side, it's 6 FPS to 15 FPS on the iPhone 16e. On the iPhone 16 Pro, you're just getting higher lower side, 9 FPS to 14 FPS. So I would just give this one kind of a tie. Not so much difference in the FPS, but yeah, regarding the battery life, so if you're just considering regarding that one, so obviously the iPhone 16 Pro would be a better choice regarding that one. So let's conclude this one. So if you're just considering these both devices, then primary purpose for user gaming and like a casual use, so in my opinion, obviously the iPhone 16e could be slightly better choice, but rather I would just go ahead and just get the iPhone 15 Pro. But if you're the person who just thinks like the used phone is not your thing, so obviously the iPhone 16e is the cheapest iPhone you can just get, which has the similar performance with the guys when it's compared to the iPhone 16 Pro, and it is can be seen as by the test itself. The gamings on these both phones are pretty much similar experience that you're getting. I'm not sure where you can use those extra 2 cores on the graphics side on the iPhone 16 Pro, but iPhone 16e is pretty much capable device. Only thing is that like the screen should be 120Hz display, and the cameras could be just increased on this phone as well. But Apple has to just make the difference in between its own devices. Like if you're just coming from the iPhone 16 Pro, so that has a 3 cameras, the 16e have 1 camera, and the regular 16 have a 2 cameras. So that's how Apple have differentiated these all devices. Like specifically if we talk about the iPhone 16e with the regular 16, so I think the camera is the only factor that it has 1 reduced camera. And if you want to just upgrade, so you might want to just go ahead with the iPhone 16. Another thing is the dynamic island. Obviously it's preference, but I don't like either of these. Island would be slightly better on the iPhone 16s than the iPhone 16e. So you might want to just spend a little bit more and just get a 1 core more graphics. So the iPhone 16 have like a 5 core graphic, and the regular iPhone 16e has a 4 core graphic. So that 1 extra core you just get 1 more camera over there, which just increase the versatility of the device of the iPhone 16. You're still getting a 60Hz display with a dynamic island. But yeah, obviously neither of those phones would be in my list if I would just want to go ahead and just get this one. But yeah, if you're just a Apple person, so the iPhone 16e would be the choice over here that you want if you're just looking for to save some bucks. Actually a lot of bucks if you want to just save, so you can just go ahead and just get the iPhone 16e. iPhone 16 Pro, obviously it's like an expensive device, but on the other hand, you're just getting 3 cameras at the back, which adds up to the versatility, and those are kind of one of the best cameras you can get from the Apple itself, and from any flagship phone right now in the market. Very, very capable cameras. The video capability on the iPhone 16 Pro is great, and you, in addition to that, when you just get a better battery and a 120Hz display, and you'll just skip the aluminum frame on the iPhone 16e. So iPhone 16 Pro has like a titanium frame. You get that action button. So those all bells and whistles you just get on the iPhone 16 Pro. Better speakers. So, but yeah, if you want to just spend less, you might want to just end up with the iPhone 16e. Both phones are great when it's compared to the gaming experience, but like in other aspects, I would just say the iPhone 16 Pro is better. So yeah, so do let me know like which device would you guys go for, and if you guys have any questions, you can just let me know down in the comments, and please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching again. Have a good day. Bye.